Welcome back, Sunrise Massive. Good morning to you. So June is National Road Safety Month in Jamaica, a dedicated period aimed at raising awareness about road safety and reducing traffic-related injuries and fatalities, because of course it's not just raising awareness for awareness sake. We want that raised awareness to translate to some change in behavior. We're joined by Executive Director at the National Road Safety Council, Paula Fletcher, to share on the road safety policy as well as improvement in the road safety statistics. And we also have Manager of Corporate and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority, Dante Matthews. Welcome back. Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for having
us. Nice to have you guys back, and it's always great to. I wish Road Safety Awareness Month was every month, because this is something that, as Dennis rightfully said, you know, behavior change is what's going to make the difference.
Yes.
But where are we now this year?
Okay, well, Paula.
Paula, sorry, very well.
Yes. Well, you know, we started the year pretty good after having gone down 14% compared to 2024-2023.
Okay.
To date, we are 7% under, because we had a couple multiples. So to be exact, we have to date 162 compared with 177 last year. So, you know, we need to be doing better. Yes, we have come a little ways, but we have to maintain the momentum.
And sorry, Dennis, and when Paula talks about 177 and 160, these are lives, people, right? People,
yes.
Mothers, fathers, children, breadwinners, grandparents. Because sometimes, you know, Dennis, I think when we see the numbers, Paula, and
we think of a stat.
It's a stat.
Yeah.
It's true.
But these are like people.
But like if you can think of, but you can think of Uncle Rowan was one of them. You can think of somebody who you know has died in
yes, it's wonderful that you made that point, because we actually should start with commiserating with families and people who have lost their loved ones.
And let them give their stories as to how this has affected them, as well as we're not even talking about the ones who you've lost a limb, you've lost your sight, you've lost your mobility, and that has also now affected your family, because now you are wheelchair bound, okay? You have lost a leg, you can't work anymore, you can't do certain things, and these life is not the same.
It pushes some people below the poverty line when the breadwinner is lost.
Absolutely.
And there are more persons injured than actually die. So that story is untold.
Paula,
because unfortunately we don't capture the statistics.
There are worse things than death, because sometimes, you know, when they're dead, there are people who are living in chronic pain every living day. A child cannot go and take her exam or his exam because daddy, who is the breadwinner, or mommy, who is the breadwinner, can no longer work.
Yes, I remember the story of a lovely young lady at UTEC, and she was in a crash, and her mother said it was a slow death. Because she survived because of the care and all of that, and it broke up the family.
Are we seeing fewer crashes with more fatalities, or what are we looking at?
It's a mix, which is why we have dipped a bit. We have had a few multiple fatalities per one incident.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get to.
So that makes it dip quite a bit. You know, and we had some just the other day.
Because you know, I'm curious. Are we improving in terms of the number of crashes in some of the hotspots? Are we improving in terms of the motorcycles, or the motorcycles maintaining, but the
motorcycles have gone down a bit, thankfully, over the last 3 years. But then they're still the number one category. Almost a third of the fatalities are motorcyclists.
Dante, when you look and when the numbers come and the reports, what is causing these crashes? What is the problem, Dante?
All right, so when we look at our statistics, the analysis shows that speeding is the number one cause, the top cause. Then we have pedestrians walking out, standing in the middle of the road.
Just being on their phone and sauntering across the road.
And overtaking improperly, or failure to keep to the proper traffic lane.
Again, another important thing, in other countries, when you want to reduce road fatalities, you try to manipulate, for instance, when bars are open, and that because
and stop serving alcohol at a certain time.
Because road crashes are connected with being inebriated. In Jamaica, we're not drunk. We just make stupid decisions.
Well, thankfully, you know, there's some work that the council has done in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice. So I'm glad you brought that up on the Spirit License Act.
Yes.
To modernize it from when you talk about donkey and cart days.
Yes.
So that there's more responsibility of people who have remember, well, back in the day, because I'm older than, back in the day, you go to house parties. No, there are events.
Right.
It's an industry. You
And
know?
you have to leave from the event to get back home.
That's right.
And if you're inebriated, you're a detriment to yourself and to others.
Right.
So we promote designated driving as well. Having a designated driver.
But the law also has to change, because a lot of these drink companies in their home country, if you're old and grey, and you still have to present your ID to say that you're over the age.
And after a certain time at the party, only water is served or drink, but no alcoholic beverage is served after 1 o'clock or after 2, when it's a winding down period. If the club closes at 2, they stop serving alcohol at 12. So it gets a little time to thin out. Dante, in terms of, I'm seeing a lot more younger drivers on the road now. In terms of reaching out to them as well, and even pedestrians, because sometimes people think that pedestrians, I just want the people that would drive, but as pedestrians, they also have a role to play. How are we targeting those people to let them understand that they too need to be aware of road safety practices?
So the Island Traffic Authority has an active public education campaign, and of course in collaboration with the National Road Safety Council. In years, we have partnered to train young motorcyclists across the island, especially in hotspot parishes. We have a program in schools, so we target primary, secondary for pedestrian safety, passenger safety, pedal cycle safety. At the high school level, we have a learner driver education program where we introduce the road code, road safety, the process to get their learner's permit so that they can become legal, safe drivers. Because we notice there's a trend in Western, and not just Western, but other parts of the country, where you have young students driving without a learner's permit or a driver's license. So we go into the schools with this program to ensure that they are equipped with the knowledge to take on the road. And when I leave here today, I'm going to a school to demonstrate proper pedestrian safety, pedal cycle safety. And for the rest of the month, we'll be doing a lot more in terms of partnering with HEART, NSTA to train young people. We'll be partnering with the high schools. Ocherias High will be taking the road code test this month to acquire their learner's permits.
Crucial.
Nice.
You know, one of my big pet peeves is people who pedestrians who use the road poorly. Like, them just walk out and you're like,
lick me now.
And they have a mentality to hit you.
Lick me now. As I've said, I've never seen a car or a van in a hospital bed each upon a drip, but I've seen many human beings. So people don't dare the metal, don't dare it.
So you ask for personal responsibility, but we also ask that the facilities be put in place to ensure that it sort of makes people think in a particular way. We're in the World Decade of Action for Road Safety, which ends 2030. And during that period, it's a UN promulgated day, so it's a global thing that all countries. And the aim is to reduce fatalities by 50%. That would mean that in 2030, we have to reach to 217 when we work the numbers. So we have a long way to go. But
it's very doable.
It's doable. And one thing we know, if we look at the example of crime reduction, it is doable if we do the right things. All right, we got to go, but we do have a helmet to give away. Look, guys.
Not this helmet. This is a pedal cycle helmet. Because it's World Bicycle Day, so we wanted to show what a pedal cycle helmet looks like. But we do have a motorcycle helmet. It was on screen a while ago.
Oh, nice.
Right, so we're going to give one away. We're going to make a post on social media, and the question simply is, besides a helmet, name 3 pieces of protective gear that a motorcyclist should wear. Go on to Instagram, go at CVM_television, and of course, that is...
It's an easy question. If you wear these pieces of equipment, you should get it.
All right. So, courtesy of Dante and the Island Traffic Authority.
Government of Jamaica.
Government of Jamaica.
See, he comes bearing gifts. Of course, with the National Road Safety Council. Always a pleasure having you.
Thank you for the information, because I do think that the information will help us. So even if you feel to do that improper overtaking, just don't do it. If you feel it's a speed, just don't do it.
Think.
Just think
Yeah.
before you drive. Think before you move,
Yeah,
all right?
absolutely.
Stay alive in 2025.
That's
and
right.
beyond.
The life you save might be yours or that of a loved one, right? And remember, everybody have them loved ones, so please
Yes.
be careful on our roads.
Thank you
Many
very much.
thanks to Dante Matthews, Manager, Corporate and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority, and Paula Fletcher, Executive Director at the National Road Safety Council. It's all about the Strike Star Screenwriters Workshop right after this break, so don't go nowhere. It's still sunrise in the month of June, and we're choosing you all month long.